What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvidia, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's happening with some big announcements that just came out from the US Treasury, which are causing the market to move the way it is, and some very important developments on the charts. But let me first mention that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull and deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20 free stocks. You deposit $25,000 or more, you're guaranteed 75 of them. And the offer ends very soon in just one day. It ends tomorrow. So, anyways, what's happened to the markets? Looking at the way SPY was moving, this thing was trying to push a little bit to the upside towards that 510 resistance. I mentioned to everyone that if we failed to break past 510, we're going to likely see a rejection. And if we held above 510 and continued to push through it, we easily could have gone up to about 512. What happened was SPY was very choppy. It was very, very choppy, trading sideways in the 510 area. It was trading sideways. But then once we got that rejection, we saw this big move to the downside all the way back down to the 507s. And now we're currently shuffling in the 508s. So right now, guys, SPY is in a very, very interesting position. Do not forget we have a gap to fill all the way down towards that 503 area, which is right here. If we end up getting a rejection, if we end up losing our support at the 200 EMA at 506, there's going to be a risk of some downside. And the reason why the market got a little rejection is because of this news that came out. The U.S. Treasury announces marketable borrowing estimates, and that's very important. This came out from Washington, D.C. During April to June 2024, during that quarter, the Treasury expects to borrow $243 billion privately. This is going to be held in net marketable debt, assuming an end of June cash balance of $750 billion. And when these borrowing estimates, sometimes the market gets some reactions from this. So the current reaction, this was a little bit negative. This was used as a reason to kind of sink things just a bit. And with more borrowing happening, the market has this reaction. In my personal opinion, we're kind of stuck now between this range. So SPY is going to be looking at resistance now at just under 509 at our 20 EMA at 508.96. And our support is currently at 507.14. That's going to be our critical support. Otherwise, SPY is just kind of shuffling between these ranges. To be bullish, you want to see it break past 510. To be bearish, you want to see it lose 506.68. If that ends up being the case, it's going to be dipping a bit lower towards the support right here. I think if we lose 506, this thing will easily fill the gap down to 503. So that's going to be our next critical support zone. So we'll have to see how things go. But right now, SPY is shuffling the 508s. There is a risk of it kind of rejecting here. So if we got a big rejection here, this could continue to dip. So watch for that very carefully. How about for Tesla? So Tesla was looking very bullish, went all the way up to just under 199. I was talking about how this thing could get very close to 200. It still could, but just like the market, Tesla's kind of rejecting a bit, coming back down to 192. We have critical support at 190. Losing this would open the doors for us to come all the way down towards the 185 area. Our resistance is currently at 192.5. Breaking through that would take Tesla to about 195 again. Tesla might just continue to shuffle in the low 190s, but just know that the overall market is kind of causing it to dip a little bit. So that could lead to a little bit more downsides. Just be careful. But nonetheless, Tesla's still up 14%, it's still holding up very nicely. So it's not the end of the world. Tesla could still rebound quite well. For Nvidia, on the hourly time frame, Nvidia is still technically on an uptrend. And we're going to be looking at some very important levels. We have resistance at 872. We have support currently at 868. If we lose this, we could be dipping all the way down to 862. We're kind of stuck within this range right now on Nvidia. We have the 877 resistance zone. We have support currently in the 860s. We're kind of stuck going back and forth and back and forth. So watch your 200 EMA on the the 20 EMA on the hourly time frame as your key support. We'll see how well Nvidia holds. With the market sinking a bit, we could see Nvidia dip a little bit more. So just be mindful of that. For the triple Q, okay? To be bullish, I want to see this thing break past 433. With this rejection right here, we could actually dip a little bit more. We're going to be looking at this support right here at this 431 area. Losing this could bring us all the way down towards 430, then eventually lower levels. Then our next support is going to be at 429. Look at resistance currently at this 431.5 area, not to mention this imbalance area at 432. But overall, the chart is looking a bit more bearish, and there is a risk of this dipping a bit more. So just be mindful of that on the triple Q, and we'll have to see how things go from there. For Apple, Apple is actually tipping a little bit. We're going to be looking for a test of 172.8. Losing this would bring us down to 171, all the way down to this gap fill. If we continue to bounce, look at resistance at 175, and overall we are at a risk of tipping just a bit on Apple. But don't forget that earnings is going to have a bigger effect on it. It's still on a very, very big uptrend. I still think Apple has more upside potential. It could dip just a bit with this trend right here. It could dip a little bit more before we get a bounce. But Apple is still bullish overall. It's still on a very, very strong uptrend. So this little drop could be temporary, but then we'll see what happens after its earnings. For a few more, Coinbase is taking a big hit right now. We have critical support in this 215 range. If we lose the 215s, there's a gap to fill all the way down to 209. If we hold above that, we could try to rebound back up to 226. But overall, it's looking a bit more bearish. Amazon is still holding up quite well. You guys can see right here, it's just trying to hold its 200 EMA right here. So watch this 179.5 area. Losing this would take us down to 178.94. We're likely just going to shuffle in the 180s for now. Same thing with Meta. Meta's kind of dipping a little bit. Watch this 430 support to see how well it holds. For resistance, watch 433 and then also 436.75. We are dipping a bit, but it's trying to base at 430, so we'll see how things go. With that being said, guys, the market is in a very, very interesting place right now as we're seeing new developments forming. I just want to note as well that the VIX, it has broken below support. Now it's trying to get bought back up. So it's still kind of stuck, still shuffling near 15. We haven't gotten a clean break below that yet, so we have to be very patient and just know that the market is still showing some signs of weakness. So we'll see how the market does. Is this going to be a big rejection or not? So far, we've struggled to break past 510. SPY has to break that to turn back to bullish. We haven't done that yet. So give the market some time and we'll see how things go, and we'll wait for close in about 30 minutes. With that being said, thank you for listening. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you guys very soon in another couple of hours. Thank you again, and peace out.